Today, we've got an incredible true story for you, one that comes to us from the 1950s. It's a real battle of wits, a showdown between a forgotten teacher and a man who is basically considered the god of mathematics, and it all kicks off with one single, furious thought.
So that angry thought you just saw, that was what was running through the head of a ninth grade student. A thought so blasphemous, it was about to challenge the entire educational establishment. So who was he so mad at, and what on earth was going on?
Okay, so picture this. It's the 1950s. We're in Chittagong. Our story revolves around this young student, a kid named Abdul Karim who is just obsessed with math. But he'd hit a brick wall. There was this one problem in the super famous textbook that nobody, not his teachers, not the city's top tutors, nobody could solve. It was driving him nuts, like a worm just burrowing in his brain.
And this, right here, was the source of all the trouble. Jadab Babu's arithmetic. Now you gotta understand, this wasn't just some textbook. Back then, it was treated like the Bible of mathematics. Its word was law. So if you couldn't solve a problem, well, that was your fault. The mistake was with you, never ever with the book.
And this really sets up the central conflict, doesn't it? It's a classic David versus Goliath. On one side, you have Jadab Babu, this legendary, almost godlike figure. His work was considered perfect. And on the other side, Abdu Sobahan, a dirt-poor primary school teacher, a man mocked with a cruel nickname, the Lenga Master, which means the crippled master.
So after hitting dead end after dead end, someone finally tells the student, Abdul Karim, hey, there's this guy, they call him the king of math, living over in a poor neighborhood. This master, he was the last resort. So Karim goes to find him, probably expecting some hidden genius. But what he found was something completely different.
I mean, the master's home was just a picture of extreme poverty. One single room. The only furniture was a cot and this weird homemade wooden wheelchair. The whole place had this musty smell. This wasn't the study of a great scholar. This was the home of a man the world had completely forgotten.
So even with this sinking feeling in his gut, the student presents the impossible problem. And for the next 5 hours, he's basically a prisoner. He just has to sit and watch as the master gets totally lost, waging this silent war against the problem on a piece of paper, leaving this poor kid to just stew in his own hunger and frustration.
For 5 hours, solid hours, the master is just gone. He's in another world, scribbling away, muttering to himself, completely unaware of the kid sitting right there. And young Karim is just getting hungrier and more irritated. And then, finally, after all that time, the master speaks.
But he doesn't give him the solution. Nope, he says something far more explosive. He says the problem isn't unsolvable because it's hard. It's unsolvable because the god of math, Jadab Babu himself, made a mistake. And that was the claim that sparked that furious reaction we started with.
You can just imagine it. A completely stunned Abdul Karim goes back to school and he nervously tells the head pundit what the master discovered. He was probably expecting, some curiosity, maybe a thoughtful discussion. What he got instead was pure, undiluted rage.
The head pundit just explodes. To him, this isn't some interesting math problem, it's heresy. It's an attack on everything he believes. He actually physically drags the terrified student to the head sir's office, accusing him of spreading a disgusting lie. And just like that, things get serious, really serious. The school's head sir files a formal written complaint with the municipal chairman against Abdu Sabahan. The charge? Corrupting the minds of students with dangerous and false ideas. This was a huge deal.
So, how does Abdu Sabahan respond to all this? Oh, it's brilliant. First, he plays their game. He shows up at the municipality office and publicly apologizes for his mistake. But then he goes home. And that night, he prepares his real response. Not an apology, but a 10-page, rock-solid mathematical proof. And he mails it straight to the top, to Kolkata University.
So get this. A letter from a poor, crippled, unknown teacher from a small town ends up on the desk of one of the most powerful academics in the country, Professor Sambhunath Banerjee, the notoriously tough vice-chancellor of Calcutta University.
The vice-chancellor's first thought was probably to just throw it in the trash. I mean, a primary school teacher claiming Jadab Babu is wrong is absurd. But he glances at it, and something stops him. The logic in this 10-page proof, it's rigorous, it's compelling. He can't just ignore it, so he sends it to the university's math department for a formal review.
And back in Chittagong, there's just silence. For 4 long months, the master hears nothing. He's been publicly shamed, and his big gamble seems to have failed. And then, one day, an official-looking envelope shows up. Inside is a money order for 500 rupees. Now you have to put that in perspective. In the 1950s, that wasn't just a nice gesture, it was a fortune. It was a life-changing amount of money. But it was the note that came with it that really mattered.
And there it is, complete and total vindication. The university confirmed it. He was right. The so-called god of math had made a mistake, and the poor, crippled master from Chittagong had found it. The highest authority in the land wasn't just admitting he was right. They were thanking him.
So, what happens now? You have this man who's lived his life in poverty, ridiculed by everyone, and he's suddenly given a fortune and the respect of a great university. What does he do with it? Well, this next part, this is where we really see what kind of man he was.
He didn't fix up his tiny room. He didn't buy new furniture or even a new set of clothes. This prize money, this reward for his sheer brilliance, it was never going to be for him. Instead, he took every single rupee and poured it into his one true love. He built a school, a simple little school, just to share the knowledge he cared so much about with the kids in his community. His victory wasn't for himself, it was for education.
And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? This whole story was never about money or fame or proving people wrong. It was about the pure, elegant truth of an idea. The only thing he was ever greedy for was mathematics.
And get this, his legacy might literally still be standing today. The source for this story mentions that some people believe that his humble little school was the seed that eventually grew into the Agrabad Government Colony High School, a major institution in Chittagong today.
And that leaves us with this one last lingering question. While the legend of his intellectual triumph lives on, the physical trace of his legacy, that little school he built with a 500 rupee reward, is a mystery. It's just a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest contributions really do come from the most forgotten corners of the world.